to talk about delegating in the workplace. So in order to be effective in the workplace, we need to know how to properly delegate our tasks, because we can't be responsible for everything that's given on our plate, and we need to know when it's appropriate to give one of those tasks away. It also really helps motivate the team around you. It also allows them to demonstrate and try skills that they haven't done before. So today we are going to do the 6 steps to delegate a task, and we're going to have a discussion around it and then do a quick role-playing exercise. So before we get into the 6 steps of delegating, I just want to do a quick true and false quiz with you just to see where we're at with delegating and how much we know about it. So limitations should be built into delegated tasks from the beginning. True or false?
True.
True. Always delegate to people with experiences with similar tasks.
False.
False. And why would you say that's false?
Well, you may not know that person's skill set.
Exactly. And maybe it's something that they want to work on.
Yeah, the opportunity to grow. And
Exactly. Delegates should always have all the available information.
Yes, true.
And why would that be true?
Well, in order to move forward on a plan or to complete a task, you need to understand what the outcomes need to be. So
Perfect. I'm glad you said outcomes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. The method used for the task is as important as the results.
false.
false.
That's false. Exactly. Just because you do it one way doesn't mean another way isn't better. It actually may even save time, it may save resources. So it's always a great opportunity to have someone try it a different way if they want to. Always make delegated tasking challenging even if they're not.
False.
Yeah. I think that one's pretty simple to understand why that's false. We want to encourage whoever we're delegating to the task that they can do it. Delegating means assigning work.
False.
False. Yeah, it's not giving you work, it's getting you to do a task that you aren't going to be doing any longer. That's typically on your plate. You should not offer advice when delegating.
False.
Yeah, false.
Exactly. If they come to you and they need help with whatever task they have delegated you with, you absolutely need to help them. So we're going to talk about the 6 steps. And while we are after we do the 6 steps, you guys are actually going to do a role-playing exercise. But we'll dive right in. So the first step is communicating the task to someone. So what that could look like is, hey Joanne, I have a stats report that I need completed by the end of the month. The next step would be providing the context of it. I think you would be very capable at something like this, and you have expressed interest in the past on working on a project like that. The third one would be determining the standards and outcomes. So this task actually has to be completed by the end of the month and given to our manager. It needs to be 100% error-free when you forward it on. Okay. And then the 4th step would be grant authority. You can try a different format if you like. I will show you how I do it, but if you feel like there's a better way to do it, by all means, go ahead. Get commitment. Would you be willing to take on this monthly stats report? Is this something you think you could handle completing at the end of every month? And then this last step would be provide support. If you need me to help you in any ways to do this, Joanne, I would be happy to show you, or if you feel like you've got a handle on it, by all means go ahead and complete it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is going to give you guys a minute. I want you to fill out just a task that you would give to someone currently in your workplace right now, and then afterwards we're going to role play with each other to see if you guys got a handle on the 6 steps. Okay, so go ahead.
Thank you. Can we pause?
Perfect, so let's wrap this up. Now we get to the fun part, role playing.
Yay!
So is there one of you who want to go first? Do we want to rock, paper, scissors it?
Oh, I always lose at rock, paper, scissors, so let's go by alphabet. So I think I get to start first. Are you okay with that?
That's great. Sounds good.
Okay, let's go. Let's see what we've got here.
Hi, Tina.
Hi.
We are looking at having somebody do about 100 emails each month.
Okay.
We need to be able to respond to these in a timely fashion. And I'm just wondering if, I recall having a previous conversation with you saying that you would like to learn some, add some new tools to your toolkit.
Yeah, for sure.
So would,
That's okay. Keep going. You're doing really well.
so some of my expectations would be that these emails are completed within a 5-day sort the emails by topic,
Okay.
easier to sort through. However, I want to give you free reign on how you wish to complete them.
Okay.
Is this something that you would be interested in?
Yeah, for sure. I think that sounds interesting, just to see what kind of questions students are asking, and I may come to you if I have any questions and any suggestions that you can give me of any ways to prioritize, like I said, the emails, if we're going to group them, or which ones are most important. But yeah, sounds interesting.
Awesome, okay. And your other work commitments will allow you time to do this?
Yeah, I think I'll have to prioritize some of the duties that I have right now, and maybe not something that I can do all day, but I can definitely commit to a few hours for sure.
Excellent, okay. Well, it seems to me that you do understand the scope of this project from what I hear. However, if you do have any questions along the way, please know that I'm available here to help you out.
Okay, thanks, I appreciate that.
Awesome, that was wonderful, you guys. Great job.
Okay, we're good?
Yeah, Tina, go ahead.
Alrighty, hi Joanne. One of the things I'm working on right now in scholarships and bursaries is the athletic awards. So the athletic awards is awards and scholarships that are available to our athletes here at NAIT. And there's different steps that is involved in awarding those scholarships to the athletes. So I'm just wondering if this is something that you may be interested in taking on. I can provide you with a list of students, so the program will be, or the athletic departments will be selecting the students who they want to award these scholarships to. And then your job would be then to run through transcripts, to look at the course loads to make sure they meet all the eligibility. There is going to be some communication back and forth with the Department of Athletics, and also maybe with the athletes themselves. My first step that I usually do is pull transcripts, and then I look at the course loads. But if there's an easier way that you can do it, maybe you're more comfortable looking in the Student Service Center, then that would be great. That's an option that you can use as well. And then if you feel that this is too much for you, because it does come very time consuming, just let me know and we can see how we can work around it. Maybe you've got some other ideas of how you can work faster through this, just making sure that the students meet all of the eligibility. And then if you have any questions at all, I'm available for any questions that you may have, or any guidance or anything that I can provide to you. I'm here for your help.
Excellent. I'm really looking forward to, I'm very interested in working on this project. Have been looking to do some cross-training in some other areas, so
Great.
this is of interest to me, so yes,
That
I'm
sounds
interested.
great. Thank you.
Awesome, good job, you guys. That was wonderful. So now that we've gone through the steps of delegation, I think you guys both handled both of your scenarios really well. You met all 6 steps, so great job. I just want to remind you that when we are delegating tasks, just to make sure you're always giving genuine appreciation back to the other person. They want to feel recognized of the work that they've done well, and also if there's spots where you have identified where they're not completing the task, to have those conversations with them so they know where they need to improve in. Okay? So I want to ask you some questions before we end today, just on how you felt about this activity. What were we trying to do in this activity?
Learn how to delegate a task.
Yeah, with 6
Yeah.
simple steps.
Yes, with the steps.
What happened during your delegation? Did you feel comfortable? Did you feel confident doing it?
Well, I felt personally on the instructions that you provided at the front end of this, that it was clear to me exactly what the task was. So I felt very comfortable putting together my questions. It was
Yeah.
pretty easy to do.
I did as well, with the way you had it outlined, and the 6 steps made it a lot easier for me to tell Joanne what it is that I expected of
Yeah.
her, and if it was something that she was interested in. So I found those steps helped a lot.
Yeah, I have to say both of your guys' role playing was very articulate, very easy to understand. If I was the person on the other end, I would know exactly what you were expecting from me. So great job. Is there anything that you guys have learned from this?
Yes, a couple of the steps, although I guess the steps are, it's not as easy to it's not easy to delegate to work to somebody. However, provided with the 6 steps, it became a choice thing more so for
Yeah.
the employee.
Yeah.
So I felt it was a very open-ended question,
Yeah.
even though you were asking to, even though you're maybe delegating some work to somebody.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that. Thank you.
Yeah, same here. I find it sometimes hard as well to delegate.
Yes.
You take it on yourself and just do it. But
Yeah.
seeing the steps, and I think it helps then the person that you're you're delegating it to, and just remembering to check in, tell them they're doing a good job, and just being there if they've got any questions.
Exactly, and at the end of the day, when we all work together as a team, we're actually gonna produce more results.
That's right.
Other results. Okay, so if you delegate well, like we just said, we can increase trust and commitment within our work environment, improve productivity, and make sure that the right people are performing the right tasks. So just because we've been performing this task for years and years and years doesn't mean we're the right fit for it
That's
any
right.
longer.
Yeah.
So basically, that's why I wanted to share with you guys today the 6 steps on how to delegate. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.